Welcome to Riverbend Talon on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Let's see, this one's me.
And this one's me.
Okay.
And brought to you by Matt Van Voorhis also.
It's been a while since I turned on the microphones here.
It's been a few weeks since we've been in here.
Right.
We've been in... We interviewed a guy last week. We haven't played. Don't know when we're playing. A few weeks down the road. His name is Ronaldo Mercado. That was it. Ronaldo Mercado, and he's a comedian. And we had to interview him at my house, and he kept calling it a dungeon.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I'm in a dungeon."
We had the video last week at your house.
Yeah, we did the video last week. So whenever that comes out, the video will look slightly different.
No, it's been out.
Oh, is it already out?
Not the comedian, but.
Oh, the other
one,
one,
portion
yeah,
that
the
we
portion,
recorded prior to our guest last week, the Vault.
There was a little bit of a corona outbreak at the station, so we had to stay away for 14 days.
So that's the story.
The story. Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
I didn't listen to the news on the way. No, I did, actually. It wasn't good.
So, sea shanty sing-along tonight at Morrison's Irish Pub, borderline at Fast Eddie's Bon Air at 6:30, karaoke night at Hiram's Bar in downtown Alton, Gabe Marshall, 7 to 10 at George's local brew in Jerseyville, Acoustic Thursday with Mickey B at Bella Vista Winery in Maryville, and Dave Horton, 6 p.m. at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey, and they are back at it.
He just flew through the entire Thursday night. That's the fastest we've ever done.
Most of them started. So
yeah, about 5 minutes ago at least. Right?
That way we're done with that. Now you can talk.
I don't have anything to say. This is the first time ever.
I don't believe that.
First time ever. I'm totally speechless. Okay.
You can introduce our guests.
I'll tell you what I have to say.
That's what you do next.
These next guys have taken the country by storm. Since their appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show, all the boys have changed their haircuts. All the girls have ripped down their posters of their old bands now.
I think you're getting mixed up.
Okay, sorry. We've got the Synapses band in with us. This features Mr. Drew Robertson. Hello, Drew.
Howdy.
You are the percussionist.
Maybe.
Okay. We'll get into it later.
He's the new guitar player.
New guitar player.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
We just auditioned him, man.
We'll see how.
I asked my drummer. I was like, "Hey, do you know anybody who plays guitar?" And
he said, "Yeah, me."
He knew a guy.
That's Sam 4. That is the voice of Sam 4. The brains behind the operation. That'd be scary to think. You don't let him take control, do you?
No.
Good.
Not
okay,
as much as I take credit for. It's all Drew. He writes all the songs.
He writes the songs to make the young girls cry. Is that Barry Manilow? I don't know who I'm quoting there. It's not good, though. It's not good. So you guys been jamming. Now, Sam, you've been playing out as a solo guy for a couple of years now. You've been going to open mics and hitting that scene.
Not so much open mics the past year.
No, but you started off. Well, you started off hitting the open mic scene a couple years back, and then you've got to where now you don't have to because you got so many paying gigs, right? Big bucks.
Not necessarily so many, but I am. I mean, I'm getting more and more as days go by, so it's exciting.
And at what point did you think, this would sound better if I had some other cats up here playing with me?
Well, it was more of like Hookie, his band would play, and then I would play with them maybe once every 3 months or something like that because I was just getting back into guitar, and the other guys they were not enthused when I'd get up there and play. It was kind of funny. Like they're like, "Don't call Sam up here," and him being my grandpa, he was like he.
He just pointed to Graham Pagano for all the people in radio land.
Nice job.
Yes, he is. For all those who can't see what's happening, that's Graham Pagano sitting off quietly. You will not speak until spoken to, sir, and we may have questions later. Anyway, Sam, so your grandpa would invite you up on stage, and Mikey Lowenstein would get all bent up in the panties about it.
Not so much him. I think it's because I was very new. I was kind of a beginner. I think when they were playing at places, they tried to be more professional about it. I guess then I didn't really understand. But I mean, it was the aspect of playing in a band. I was like, okay, this is cool because this is what I've always wanted to do. And then one day, I think it was 2018 or 19 maybe.
I showed up.
Yeah. No, I showed up to his house in his basement. And when I left, I took his records with me.
He stole them all.
It's true. Yeah.
Now,
And now I have.
You show up to a guy's basement. You lift his records.
I was like looking through them, and I was like, "Hey, you guys use these?" And he's like, "No." So it's like that's exactly how he said it. And he was like, "I don't know. Some of those are Judy's mom's."
Frisbee with him sometimes.
Yeah.
We didn't have a record player at the time.
The funny thing is, I
Talk
think
to your dad.
Well, we got one now.
Okay,
3 or 4 of those records were his and my grandpa's, and I found the cases for the albums, but not the albums. And then later, a neighbor down the street gave me a ton of records, and I found the opposites. Like I would find the vinyl that didn't have the album cover, so then I had a complete AC/DC album or something. So it was like, yes, this is the coolest thing in the world. And
unfortunately, I got the back and black sleeve, but the Thunderstruck.
that's actually how that's how it went down.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. If it was the back and black vinyl and the Thunderstruck sleeve, it would be just fine, man. We could all live with that. Let's just be happy it was that. No, I don't know. That's great, man. So you've got sort of a Hasty Dixie story here. You come across some AC/DC albums, changed your life, didn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And you know why Bon Scott only plays 3 chords still to this day? Not Bon Scott. I said the wrong guy.
I was going to say
Angus Young.
No.
According to the interview, he said he'll play more than 3 when people stop buying songs with 3. Until then, he's going to keep making 3-chord songs. So I love Angus. 23 years old, I got to see him live, and he was already taking oxygen on the side of the stage. He did not look like a 23-year-old.
Yeah, but then I bet he would come out just kind of like how Ozzy Osbourne is. Like you see a guy like outside of the stage, and then there's just the energy. And
he was completely insane. Still, he looked to be more like 53 instead of 23 already.
Yeah.
But still wearing the schoolboy shorts. It was awesome.
I had the opposite experience, actually. I seen him when he was old.
Yeah?
It was the money one, where they were throwing money around.
Oh, nice.
What was that? Send me your money or something? No, that was suicidal.
Send me
I was watching
money.
I was watching a bunch of suicidal videos earlier.
I'll take your grandma's gold teeth. Take your grandma's gold teeth out of it. Yeah, we
But,
did. We saw that show together. But was that the one where he had the broken leg? The singer had the broken leg. Because I seen him once where he had. No. That was the one where we also saw Molotov. Yeah, that was I forget that was.
So
a crazy
you're talking
show.
to a guy who's off.
Yeah, he's
mic
off
in
mic,
the corner.
yeah,
He's
anyway.
supposed to be quiet.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
just for people that are listening.
Yeah,
and
we're
wondering what's happening.
You'll have to lean into the mics next time you talk, Graham. Sorry, I could hear you a little bit. But yeah, me and your grandpa saw that suicidal show. So anyway.
Anyways, I was talking about my AC/DC experience. Can I finish
go ahead.
that
Yes.
story?
Yeah,
Okay.
finish it up.
All right, then. So he was fabulous. He was flying around the place, and I thought, this guy is never going to get old.
Yeah.
So,
and he still had that ball of energy, even in the old
no
days.
oxygen. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe that wasn't oxygen he was taking out of that tape.
I think they lifted him up in the air, and he was flying around, all that stuff.
That might not have been oxygen. That might have been like nitrous.
Went out in the crowd, right, with Brian Johnson
That's why
on
he
his
doesn't
shoulders,
sing.
right? Yeah.
Well, and now Brian Johnson, wasn't he like their limo driver before he was their singer?
I think he
that was Bon Scott. Yeah.
I think I don't know how I think AC/DC and Brian Johnson's band, when Bon Scott was still in the band, they played a show together. So Brian Johnson and Bon Scott, they were friends. So I think over time they had like written stuff together and never did anything with it. And then he gets called to jam and an AC/DC practice, and then it just kind of all fell into place. Right. He almost didn't go that night. And then they ended up finishing the entire album within like 3 weeks.
And now he's back after a short, brief intermission by Axl Rose.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
What were they thinking with
sad
that?
intermission.
Well, he lost his voice or something. He got sick.
Yeah.
And so Axl took over, but he's
Axl
on,
didn't
he's on
really
the new
do any-
album, which just came out, right?
Yeah. I don't think Axl did much better. No offense. I like Guns N' Roses. I'm a huge Guns N' Roses fan.
They should have got Don Sandage to do it. That's who I'd have got.
Forget Bon Scott. Bon Sandage is going to step in and take over. That would have been awesome, man.
They could have hired one of the other young cousins.
Junior, by the way.
There you go. Junior.
They had Scott Young in the band.
So, we are talking to the guys from Synapses. We have Sam Four.
I was wondering if we brought up their name.
Yeah, I couldn't remember, to be honest. I was trying to circle back around to it. The band is Synapses. We have Sam Four and Drew Robertson. What's happening, Mr. Drew?
Not much.
So you're making a switch from percussion to some git fiddling, huh?
Only if Sam lets me.
So you're giving him too much credit.
We both switch. It's
That's cool. I like that.
sometimes we want to try and do it live, but I don't think either of us are good at the
I don't
other
think we can pull
instruments.
it off.
No.
You just got to practice it, man. Just practice. No, I love that. I like it. I love it when I see bands and they all flip around the instruments.
I have stolen his musical ideas a time or two.
We'll,
He doesn't know about it yet.
we'll be able to do it one day. Like, swap instruments on, like, live.
We're hoping.
Yeah,
We want
yeah.
to do like, I don't know if you ever seen the Foo Fighters where they get the drummer and he comes up and sings under pressure. I'm not saying Drew come up and sing under pressure, but
I'm not going to sing under pressure.
he could probably come up and play like
He could probably get up and sing like "Baby
Song.
Love." Baby love, my baby. You seem like you'd pull that off good, Drew.
I think
don't know.
I think we do
Maybe.
we do something more like blue suede shoes.
Nice.
He could play blues pretty well, and I could
Yeah,
something. So
I
We
like
could
the,
figure it out.
I like the look you had on your face for the two beats you did there. Like,
yeah,
kind of like the same look that monkey has that plays the drum.
Yeah.
Wind up. Ah, nice.
it's my creative thinking face.
So you guys been out playing as a band now. Like we were talking about you doing the open mic nights and then doing the solo shows. Then you showed up and at Drew's house, stole his records, and then
Yeah.
then you held him for ransom and said, "What? I'll give you your records back if you'll play drums with me."
That's pretty
That
much how it
never-
went.
Pretty much how.
Yeah,
it
but
went.
never mind.
I still haven't gotten them back, though.
Really.
I told him he could come raid my record collection if he wants.
There
So,
you go. So how long ago did you guys start jamming together as a band?
I think this year it'd be about 2 years,
2 years
maybe
ago?
2 or 3.
I don't think 2 years.
Not quite yet.
As of this
There you
year, I
go.
think it would be 2 in July.
I have no clue.
2-year anniversary.
A year or two, somewhere around
What
there.
is wrong with you? You don't know anything
I think.
tonight.
Well,
I just hit stuff. I don't remember things. I just
he goes. He
so
goes.
did Ike Turner.
I just count to 4 and hit stuff.
Sometimes he counts to 7 and then 4 again. We have a
Ooh,
song where we
nice,
skip.
jazzy.
Not necessarily 7, but like we have a song where it's 4/4 and then it's like 7/8, but because we skip a beat, so it's
Right on.
unrelated. But
Got to play him 15-16 time. That's what's fun.
roll a dice, get an idea. Okay, yeah.
And it's, ever since you said you hit stuff, all I picture is Ike Turner smacking some Ikeettes around.
All right.
So anyway, yeah. So you guys started off just jamming, and I've seen you play. You guys do all right? No,
I don't
I
know.
thought I haven't seen you since Framley Fest last summer, but I thought you guys tore it up at Framley Fest. You did a fine job.
We got lost on our way to Family Fest because somebody went to the wrong
I didn't.
camp, Kiki, whatever it was called.
Kiki Moko, Kickapoo. No.
Somebody went to the wrong camp, and I was like, "It's Wren Lake." He's like, "Wren Lake is this lake," but I'm like, "It's on Wren Lake," and I showed him the direction, and he was like, "No, I'm pretty sure it's this place." And we had to take a 3-hour detour. We were supposed to be the first band. We played second. We had a good night, though. I think
A 3-hour tour.
yeah.
A 3
But like, it was a 3-hour
detour.
drive total. A 3-hour drive total.
Well, there are 2 Camp Manitouas. I apologize for that. I should have been more specific. You got to have to lean in if you want anyone to hear you there,
If
Grandpa.
anyone's going to get lost, it's going to be me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know, I
Close
should have
that
been.
door.
It sounded very Halloweeny when you did that.
Oh, yeah.
So
You ever play the open mic at night at Raging Cajun on Friday nights? I know you do a lot of open
One
mic.
time.
One time.
I went there twice, and I had problems getting up there.
Oh, a lot of people there.
We were the first band, but he wasn't there when we were supposed to play, which was okay.
Oh.
But then
He probably got lost.
No, I think
I had a 3-hour detour.
I think he
he
was,
was
like,
at the other Raging Cajun on
He
Wren
was-
Lake.
He went to New Orleans.
Yeah, he was hanging out somewhere else, and then he ended up coming up to the open mic because I was at the room, And then I think I got yelled at that night because I borrowed a bunch of stuff from the room for the open mic because they were like, "Oh, there's a drum kit up there?" And everybody set up the drum kit from the room. Both drum kits, combined them, took them downstairs. And
Wow.
the practice room,
The
600
practice rooms.
hooky.
600 Riverbender.
I was just
Yes.
wondering, because that goes on every Friday night, like this Friday.
What's that?
The open mic at Radio
Oh, yeah.
Cage.
And that open mic is a tryout at this
Yeah.
point. I don't know if it was always that way,
Well,
but
I
we've
don't know.
heard.
I don't know if they're doing that still, but
They
I know the
were, yeah,
open
because
mic's on
the
it.
Rona. But they had it where they turned their Friday night open mic into a combination open mic tryout. Somebody closed that window. Somebody let a bat in here. But anyway, yeah. So if you want to get your band a gig at Raging Cajun, that's what you do. You go on the open mic night, try out in the open mic night. What else? What else we got going on Friday night? Anything?
Blacktop Boulevard is going to get back together at Fast Eddie's. That's official.
Awesome. Blacktop
Yeah.
Boulevard down at the Bon Air. That'll be 7 to 11 p.m. tomorrow night.
I think the last time Graham was in, we were talking about their singer being in the hospital, and he eventually passed away.
Oh, yeah. That's
So, but they're back at it. So that's good news for the Blacktop Boulevard crew.
Yeah, happy to hear they've reformed. Sorry for their loss. Mm-hmm. We've also got tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Brad No at Baker's and Hale, which is it new?
No, I was excited for Brad No.
I don't know if that's how you. I thought
It's
you were,
no.
Yeah, it's Noe. I thought you were saying new, like, dude, you got it
Trust
wrong.
me, I know.
man.
I know.
Oh, I know new.
Brad was the first guy to book Sam, actually.
Brad
But
was
it
the first
didn't- it
guy to
didn't-
book Sam.
Didn't follow through.
Well, he is playing at Baker's and Hale, and if you haven't been to Baker's and Hale, they do got some good food. So I'd suggest getting dinner while you're there, listening to Brad No.
Yep, John Evans, 7 to 10 at Georgia's local brew in Jerseyville.
Up
Not on the roof.
Up on the roof. I was just getting ready to say it's going to be super cold up on that rooftop.
Yeah. You ever play on the roof, Sam?
We practiced up there once. We all brought all the gear up there.
No,
And got-
George's.
Oh, no. I have played up there.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Riverbender. Got
Yeah.
mixed up.
You're still back there.
We've played on the patio there a few times. I have, and I've joined them on stage when the grand band plays. So every now and again, I more recently I've been inside. So
Yeah. Well, once they get the rooftop going again next year, you have to head up to the rooftop.
How about the open mic at the Hawg Pit on Friday night? Steve Mellos doing that now. You ever do the open mic at the Hawg Pit?
no, but I have been there once.
Okay,
a long
well,
time ago.
there's an opportunity. Knocking.
I know.
Opportunity's knocking.
I know the Intrusion has been there. So yeah.
Those guys from the Intrusion are such an intrusion. They're trying to get. They're everywhere. Oh, look at us! Look at us!
Haha. They're
Yeah.
bass players in our band.
I know. He's in like 25 bands every time I talk to him.
Yeah.
He's in like every band.
Yeah, but only for a minute usually.
What's
wrong
that say
with
about
that
the
nonsense?
bass players of your youth group? What's that say about the bass players of your youth group? Is he the only one? Should there be more?
Well, there are more. It's just it's complicated.
They don't show up at practice.
Well,
yeah, that thing.
the one bass player who I think we were like excited to get in the band, I think he was a little nervous.
But
He thought he was bad, which is not at all what we thought. We were like kind of impressed,
really.
and he never showed up again.
Now, but do you feel like amongst your age group there's a shortage of bass players? How's Jacob Pullen getting so many jobs? Is it just that he's that good?
I think
Or
it's
is he
just
hungry?
I think it's just that his dad played bass, and I think he's got that inspiration. And I think a lot of the time now, people are more inspired to pick up guitar or maybe drums.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that shows up at you guys jamming and just sits there every gig, no matter what? He's always there because that's your bass player.
Right.
Our bass player, Jacob, probably.
Oh, okay.
How about your grandpa? He's there at every gig watching, right?
Yeah, sometimes I just watch Drew because I'm off on the song. I'll play something like one more time than it was supposed to be played. I'll just sit there and yeah.
A lot can be done with a nod and a wink on stage.
Bass players are usually people that are hanging out at practice that aren't doing anything. So you teach them to play bass.
the pizza delivery guy or gal.
Yeah.
You know what the F holes are for in like a semi-hollow body guitar? It's to keep meat and cheese to feed your bass player. That's how you keep them around, see? It's the only way they come back. You got to feed them.
That's why he isn't coming around.
They're like stray dogs. If you feed them, they'll keep coming back.
We
One
forgot
thing
to
I know
put
about
the
bass
cheese
players.
in.
We have ordered pizza probably every time a bass player has been there. So
That's true.
They celebrate.
I think we have to like persuade bass players to come.
Yeah.
See, now with guys more our age, it was drummers, right? It's like everybody played bass and guitar, but it was hard to get drummers to come around.
I was thinking you were talking about what we use to lure people to
Oh,
practice.
yeah.
And we probably shouldn't talk about that.
That stuff, most of it's legal.
Speaking about things you stick in the F-holes.
Yeah.
Boom.
So, worth the fight.
The
7
comedy
p.m.
of
at Patrick's in Granite City on Friday. And Riley Holtz and Kevin Neumann, 6 p.m. at the cabin at Judy Creek in Glen Carbon on Friday. Randy and Randy Acoustic Duo. 7 to 10 at the Outlet at Edisons in Edwardsville. Listen up, folks. They are booking now.
I have not heard of the Randy and Randy Acoustic Duo, but somehow when you said it, I just pictured Randy off of Trailer Park Boys with another Randy something playing. I don't know.
We need the grand band over at the Outlet at Edison's
there you
in
go.
Edwardsville. We could play some foosball and some, what's the other thing, skee ball, whack-a-mo.
What at the Outlet at Edison's?
They're booking now.
What I really like there is I like the laser tag.
Yeah. They do like a Friday night acoustic, I think is what it is, or something like that.
And they've got bowling too, but it's not quite full size bowling. That's fun.
Probably laser
for
tag,
little guys
maybe?
like me.
They do laser tag.
Yeah, they got a laser tag room. And they got some other laser room. I remember there was like an escape from a bank where it was all the lasers like you were trying to escape. Dun dun dun. Yeah, it was weird. Pretty cool stuff.
So I got one more to talk about on Friday.
All right, it better be a good one then.
It's Hot Country Nights.
Ah, it is a good one.
Presented by 92.3 WIL. Isn't 94.3 WIL?
WIL HD3.
So, okay, that's different.
I somehow probably related. We're probably jumping off the tower or something.
Remember when they taught us, like, Illinois was W and...
Yeah. On the other side of the river, everything west of the river has a K and everything east of the river has a W. And the only station I've ever really listened to is WKRP in Cincinnati. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, so anyways, that Hot Country Nights thing is with Whiskey Dixon and Borderline.
Nice. There's a good lineup.
At Ballpark Village in St. Louis.
Ah, good. Good to hear they're having stuff going on at Ballpark Village again already.
Right.
So there you go. Things firing back up. Ballpark Village, that's some outdoor action. Whew.
I don't know. It was at a place called the Fox Sports Midwest something. And I'm like, isn't that a cable channel? I didn't know it was a place.
Yeah. So that
seemed like it might be that place is now sponsored by or something.
Well, WIL 92.3, I'm sure they have more information. I don't know. You want to just tune on down because we're not doing anything here anyway.
Yeah. We know where Ballpark Village is, though. That's near the ballpark.
Yeah, right outside the ballpark.
Yeah.
I've seen a few shows there that were outside, but they might have an indoor area in that there is a huge indoor area there that I think might be that Fox spot you're talking about, right? But they do have a great area outside that I've seen a few bands at.
Yeah, I didn't plan on all that controversy. I just wanted to bring up WIL and how come 94.3's WIL and 92.3's WIL? That's confusing.
I have not asked the question, but WIL HD3, so it makes me think that like maybe we're jumping off their tower on an HD signal.
Or
I don't
fake
know.
news.
Fake news. Fake news for sure.
So that gets us to Saturday, and we got the Synapses on right now. We have a guest.
Yeah, so let's talk to the guests a little bit before we hit our Saturday. We got Sam Four, guitar player, his vocalist, and soon to be multi-instrumentalist, right?
Oh, I am going to be playing bass on the new recording, so.
There you go. And we got Drew Robertson, formerly strictly percussionist, but soon to be also multi-instrumentalist in this group, right?
Yeah, he'll have all the songwriting He'll have all the songwriting credits.
He's going to have all the songwriting credits. Is he doing all the songwriting?
Well, he's like, hey, I don't like that. I'm like, oh, okay. And then then it's like, okay, well, I don't like that song either, and then we move on.
I like that one part. Can we do something else with it?
So that's pretty much how it goes.
So
that's exactly.
So let's talk about that for just a minute. The whole songwriting process, is it more of a collaboration, or is it kind of like you write the songs, bring it to him, and then kind of see where it goes?
It's a mixture of both. I think we both have a lot of ideas. So to say that, I mean, there are a lot of the times, I'll write the lyrics and I'll come up with a riff or whatever. But without him, like, I don't think the songs would be the same. I think it's because, hey, I think we should cut this and do this here. It's just, it all kind of works. It's like a partnership in a way.
Sounds like his dad.
I got a question.
Spike Jones so bad.
I got a question. Yeah. What new recording are you talking about?
We are going in to record demos for an EP, which might be the EP if the sound is good. Courtesy Mr. Alex Honky.
It'll sound good.
Oh, you
we're hoping we get the right sound. We're gonna do it in our home, pretty much, the 600 Riverbender. So 600 of the Riverbender, the Hooky Room.
That's good.
Is that the name of the album?
No, but that's the name of their album.
Well,
we were thinking about doing it.
You could add the Hooky Room to it.
We were thinking about
600B.
No, it's like 601.
668, the neighbor of the beast.
Yeah, it should just be called 600 Sublet.
The 667, the Soundgarden.
599
and a half. All right, so you guys, that's actually happening like this weekend, right? Where you're going to start trying to. Yep. And is this your first attempt at
official recording
attempt?
Yeah.
Well, we get good mixes just on our phones, like with voice memos or whatever. Right. So we get a general like consensus of what we want it to sound like, what we think we want it to sound like. So it's like, okay, well, the phone is too close to the drums, move it by the guitar. Now the guitar is too loud, the drums are too quiet. Okay, now the vocals are too loud, and then we have like a center point in the room where everything just kind of to the sweet spot, if you will.
Just by going through that process, you're learning what I call bluegrass sensibility. Bluegrass guys mix themselves. There's one microphone, and they lean in when they want to get louder, and they go, and that's an amazing feat to see. But just by doing this process, you're sort of learning that, which is really a huge part of dynamics in a band, knowing when to tuck down and knowing when to stand out, so that's pretty neat. Now you use that mainly as like a memory machine, though, right? To help you kind of figure out how you want it, what the parts are, what you want it to sound like.
It's also like, I don't know, it might be weird to say this, but like a nostalgia factor in a way. So like we have songs from what I call the year one, where we have like 4 songs, and I think we're only going to use maybe one or two of those songs. One of them might be on the EP, that's for sure. But pretty much everything we wrote last year is what's going on in the EP, apart from a few songs that we're marking down. Still need to structure out a few ballads.
So some of the early stuff, though, nostalgic to you.
Yeah.
To go back and listen to it. And if you didn't have that copy on your phone.
Yeah, I found a recording of us like the very first or second time we practiced, and I just had to stop and listen to it. It was like 2 hours long. It was like the coolest thing ever. I sucked it. It was like, I sucked, and I mean, Drew, it's like, Drew, you could tell Drew was kind of uncomfortable. He's like, oh, I don't want to play Led Zeppelin again. It's like, well, this is what I'm getting into. I don't know. I was new to everything, and it was all, it's kind of cool to listen to that and how we've kind of evolved in a way. It's nice to be able to have sort of a process. Like, hey, I send him a song, and then he goes over it. Okay, this is cool. I think we should use this part, and then I revise it. And if we don't use it, we don't use it. Save it for later. Because we probably have 30 songs we could just finish. So we're just kind of sitting on a lot of material right now. So.
A triple live album! 30 songs, but now
more probably.
And those are those like worked out songs or just ideas that are in the process?
In terms of like worked out songs, I think 20 of those have been worked out,
nice.
And I think 30 is probably the ones that we've played and maybe scrapped. And then we probably have we probably got about 60, 70 ideas that could be songs if we really wanted them to.
Everything's an idea for a song. I got some paper.
Yeah.
I'm going to straighten it out and sit it back down and tell you what it's about. I mean, everything's a song, dude.
Yeah,
you can't just say you got 60 ideas.
Yeah, well, I'm always writing, and it doesn't matter if it's just like, if it's just lyrics, then I sit down and I can easily just put something over it. And I mean, it's never just something simple. Like I have to sit for at least 30 minutes just screwing around with ideas, and then I come up with chord shapes and feel more intricate, but then I find out that I stole a Paul McCartney song, but
well,
he won't care.
Yeah, I was going to say, he doesn't even care, man. He's got his own problems over there.
Yeah.
No,
$2 billion.
It's very hard not to, when you're playing, come across part of a song and
Paul is dead.
Paul is dead.
He said it, not me.
It was said on the Sgt. Pepper's album. Anyway,
Cranberry sauce.
it's hard sometimes when you're writing and you come up with a part that's so cool. You're like, oh, that's my favorite part of the song. And then one of your friends will point out that it's already a Little Feat song or something. You're like, really? Why'd you even have to tell me? I didn't even notice.
Love Little Feat. You gotta love Little Feat.
But it's always a bummer because it's hard to come up with something original.
See, that's the thing. It's like it's hard to come up with something original. And it's not necessarily, to me, it's not hard. But sometimes you come up with like these bonehead, like simple riffs, and for the while they're cool, and then you're like, okay, well that's not really fun anymore. It's just like it's fun to come up with something that you could say is in your style, even if it's kind of a ripoff. It's like it's kind of hard to be Primus, you know, because you hear Primus.
Not for Les Claypool.
Well, no, because that's his band. But it's like it's hard to be like Primus because they're their own band. They're like I don't want to say they're the most original band, but like they have the most original sound. Like you hear it instantly recognizable. So it's just like you can't really steal that, you know, because then you sound like Primus. And it's just trying to pull from hundreds of different artists you listen to every day, try and find your own style. Like recently I've been getting into more of everything and less of just, okay, I want to listen to AC/DC and Metallica and Iron Maiden, you know. So, because about a year ago, if you asked me what my favorite bands were, it's probably what I would have said or something. But
right.
I was getting out of Metallica then, so maybe not so much. But anyway, it's just
they were fine till they shot that load that we didn't like. Like,
I
what'd you do that for, guys?
I wasn't too against that. I was more against the Black Album. I was more out of that. I think it was just cool to hear different. I mean, I wasn't like really into Load, but there were a couple songs I could say, okay, yeah, that's cool. I'm not like, Load is the best. No.
So
I do have friends who are like that, though.
Well, you know, that's fine. I like the idea that you say you're constantly writing, though. You're wearing a Bob Dylan shirt, and I mean,
it's actually a picture of Drew.
It's like scary clothes.
See, that's actually, fun fact, when I first saw Drew come up into the practice room for the first time, the hooky room, I was like, this kid looks like Bob Dylan. I was amazed. I wasn't wearing a Bob Dylan
that's
shirt,
pretty
but like
funny.
Afterwards, when he left, I like pulled up my phone. I was like, what? No way.
So everyone who's just listening on the radio and going, well, this doesn't do me any good. I can't see what Drew looks like, and I can't think of what Bob Dylan looks like. What you're going to want to do is we're going to launch the video of this within the next 24 hours. Go to YouTube, Cottonmouth. I don't know. I said that like I got something to do with it. I'm hoping it'll be
No,
done.
you're right.
It'll be up at the YouTube channel.
It sounded so
Cottonmouth.
important when you said it, though.
Well, if you go to the YouTube channel, cottonmouth.org, that's where all the Riverbend Talent videos are housed, and you will see not only Drew Robertson sitting here, but Sam Four is wearing a Bob Dylan shirt that has a picture that does look amazingly. Tilt your head like that real quick for us. Yeah, see? All right, anyway.
There's worse people to look like than Bob Dylan.
At least you don't look like.
Give me a quick. Everybody must get stoned.
I can't do a Bob Dylan impression.
I'll do it for him. Here, I'm Drew.
Everyone's done it.
Everybody must get stoned.
See?
Yeah.
It was perfect, Drew. Great job.
He'll teach me how to do it.
There was a time in my life that all I knew about Bob Dylan was he couldn't sing because like every comedian would make fun of him
I'm
on
against.
TV.
I'm like completely against that. I think
Yeah.
he was a great singer.
I was
do
like
too.
7, so I wasn't rebelling yet. But
right.
I remember the jokes all the time. They'd do Bob Dylan. It was like making fun of him because he couldn't sing.
See,
I actually saw a great Saturday Night Live skit where they had somebody doing Bob Dylan, somebody doing Neil Young, and a girl doing Stevie Nicks, and you couldn't understand they were doing a trio, and you couldn't understand a word of it. It was great. I actually kind of felt that way growing up. I'd hear Bob Dylan, and I'd kind of go, "What's wrong with this guy?" And it wasn't until
That wasn't a good period for him. Nashville Skyline era.
Yeah, well, but then I stopped one time and listened to the things he was saying and went, "Oh, this cat's got some stuff to say." Really,
He's been to the crossroads. It's been revealed. We know what's going on.
He still sounds good. I saw him 2019, maybe like October.
Of course.
Around then.
He is Lucifer. He is the lion.
Yeah. It was a fantastic show. It was like heartfelt because, he still kind of, he still sounds like Bob Dylan. So it's like.
Did he play any guitar?
That was part of the
He
deal.
did. And
Because last time I saw him, he only played piano.
He busted out the Telecaster, and I remember he started playing a solo, and then he put the guitar down because it sounded really bad. I think I was the only one to point that out.
He's a really good guitar player, but he's got this jack-legged style, and I tell you what, his band that backs him up is amazing. Because if he messes up, they mess up with him like a dang barbershop quartet.
Yeah, they're all on board.
Yeah.
It's great because it really makes him, seem better, and it makes for a better show because they're all in tune with the music. It's not just
it allows
for the
him
crowd.
to fall back and just do what he does.
Yeah.
And the band's always going to be behind him, where he's not thinking, "Oh, the one's coming over here, I need to be on it." He's just doing his thing.
Yeah, when he got on the piano, I noticed there was a big change. I think he's more of a piano writer than
he was a piano
guitar
player
writer.
long before.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, who was it? I think it was Steve Goodman. I read a story years ago. They were recording an album and they needed a piano part, and the producer goes, "I know 2 piano players in town. One of them's really good but a loose cannon, and the other one is solid to be here if he says he is, but he's only an okay piano player." And they're like, "Go for the one who's the loose cannon that's better." And it was Bob Dylan they brought in to play piano. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Steve Goodman.
Yeah, it's a good old boy from Illinois there. But when I saw for years Bob Dylan, when I saw him, he only played guitar at the live shows. But
they turned him way down in the mix.
As he was getting older, I know I keep trying to turn my
phone
phone down.
Why wouldn't they turn him way down in the mix with all them great musicians?
I think if you ever hear him in an interview, I think he was talking. I think somebody asked him a question. They were like, "Hey, do you ever come up with melodies on guitar?" He's like, "No, guitar's too hard for me."
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of funny because it's like, well, all of the songs on his first 3 albums are all guitar based.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of interesting to hear that from somebody who.
It's amazing what the devil
deals
can
with
do.
stuff like that. Yeah.
And all that Jew money helps too. I mean, somebody has to say the truth around here. Man.
Oh. Robert Zimmerman, first of all, he wasn't Jewish the whole time. He was born Jewish, then he wasn't
Until
Jewish,
he made
then
a
he
deal
was
with
Jewish
the devil
again.
And
He bounced back and forth a few times.
Hey,
I think Adam Sandler covers it in one of his songs. I don't know.
Yeah.
So there you go. So
I heard it from him. I'm just saying, the interviews about it.
So now back from Bob Dylan back to Synapses. What got us off on the Bob Dylan tangent was talking about your writing styles and how you're writing all the time. You said you started off where you were basically kind of writing, and then when Drew came along, he was kind of saying, let's just like his dad. He wanted to rearrange everything, and I do that part twice and then skip over this part. And I know. I've dealt with the Robinsons before.
We've always, I've always written songs, so it's like I kind of get a feel for it, but I don't really know what the song is going to be like until I bring it in with him, and then he's like, okay, I think we need to redo this, and then I notice that there's a big sort of change, like it sounds better. Most of the songs that we have are kind of composed the same way, but it works because it's like verse, chorus, chorus,
bridge, verse, chorus. There's a mathematical equation that works to this very well.
I think bridges are overrated.
Why don't people swim more or take a ferry?
Yeah,
everybody's driving across the bridge like it's You think bridges are overrated? Next time I see you on that bridge, I'm going to call you on. No. Listen, here's I'm going to give you the key to live music.
We're going to take the country road
Wait
back home.
until the crowd cheers, and then you give them the refrain. And as long as you remember that, you'll always get them to cheer more. No, I don't know if any of that's true.
Or you'll be playing the same part for a really long time.
Then you're the Grateful Dead. You guys been, do you do any collaborating where you actually sit down together and you just, one of you goes, hey, I got this idea, let's hammer it out together?
Not a whole lot, really.
Yeah, there's maybe sometimes where, he'll come up with a riff and then we'll try and work it out. Or I'll show him something and then he's like, hey, we should work on that. It's kind of like, it's all over the place, really. We don't have a process. I don't like having a process, because I don't like to stick to something when I'm writing, because then songs kind of get stale. I think if you're always changing up what you do, it doesn't become a process. It becomes you're just writing. There's no, it just makes it more organic, if you will. Right. So, yeah.
So there you go. You've been at it for months and months and years writing, and this Saturday you're ready to go in and cut the big demo.
Yep.
Are you excited, Drew? You ready for this?
I think so.
You think this is going to be the one that gets you your big break?
I think so.
We might get a break after we record.
Yeah, there you go. You might get a break for like a Snickers bar.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's I'm excited for you because I know like when you do when you're working on songs and you're trying to record them and you have ideas you hear in your head, but it's hard when there's only two of you in the room sometimes to flush out all of those ideas. I'm excited for you to get a chance to have a nice, clear, clean recording and multi-track it up a little bit to flush out some more of the ideas you're hearing in your head.
What kind of drum set you got, Drew?
I pretty much just stole everything from my dad.
Yeah, that's what he did. Yeah, he learned well. And he bought a lot of that stuff from Halpin Music, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
or the person he stole it from.
Well, no, he
bought it from Halpin Music.
He had a credit line with Halpin Music back in the day because he was in a band, a gigging band, The Undecided. Where I know your dad. I was with him many a times. He just walked in, need new cymbals, sign for him, and then they would just pay for him out of the gig money. He had a rolling credit with Halpin Music for many years. That whole band did.
Thanks to them for sponsoring our show.
Yeah, Halpin Music or The Undecided. So we got a new sponsor, The Undecided.
Well,
that'd be awesome.
I don't think they'd be in on that, but we could ask. Maybe you get your snake back.
I just want Steinbrook to give me some of that Steinbrook money, man. I know he's rolling in it. I don't know if he is or not.
Yeah. So they offer lessons at Halpin and full service repair. Do you know they did or do electronics and TV repair?
I had no idea they did electronics and TV repair, but it makes sense because they've got guys electronics fixing the instruments. So
I found that interesting. John Hand in charge.
And here's the thing, like in all honesty, I thought our society was so disposable nobody fixed TVs anymore. Like in the old days, you had a TV, you took it to the TV repair shop to get the tube changed or whatever. I thought that was all over now. So that's good to hear. I got a couple old TVs I'm taking to him.
Yeah, Matt Van Voorhis can insure them for you, too. Thanks to him for sponsoring our show.
Yep, thanks for the insurance, thanks for the instruments, and thanks for the sponsorship.
Yep.
Thanks for letting us do this for years and years. So what do we got going on Saturday night, Mr.
You want to talk about Saturday? All right, man, I can talk about Saturday. I'm down. I thought I'd just change my voice up.
I like it.
Okay, Naked Soul.
Ooh, that's getting me randy.
2 to 6 p.m. in Blacktop Boulevard. Back at it, Saturday, 7 to 11 at Fast Eddie's Bon Air.
The Bon Air.
You do one now.
All right, how about Harvest Drive? Harvest Drive this Saturday night, 7 p.m. Only at Baker's and Hale. Was that too dramatic? I'm sorry.
That was beautiful. Revolver, 7 p.m. at the Tri-County Rod and Gun Club in Brighton.
That is the place to get a gig right there, man. Because it's not the Tri-County Rod Club. Rod and gun. They got it all. 43 annual Harmon Family Bluegrass featuring Endless Highway, the Harmons, and special guests Jeremy and Corina Stevens. And Cecil Tenen.
Yeah.
There you go. And that is all happening Saturday, 7 p.m. at the Harmon Auction Center in Shipman, Illinois. $15 to get in that one.
Fabulous band.
There you go. Yeah, the Harmons, they've been doing it for a minute.
I have a lead on him. What's the guitar player's name? Dave?
Dave Harmon.
I have a lead on him.
Yeah?
And apparently he's a fun guy to talk to. So
You got to get him in.
the construction team that's taking care of my house right now,
Yeah.
Chris Paul.
Okay.
Not a sponsor, but big shout out because he's helped me out a lot. He grew up with him, and he's like, yeah, get him on. That'd
There
be good.
you go. Yeah, the Harmon family's been singing that bluegrass around
And I
here
was
for
like,
a long
hey,
time.
yeah, I'll do that, but you need to sponsor the show. You're always working, man, in this business. Can't stop. It's unfortunate, but you can't.
It's the artists.
Speaking of that, I wanted to ask Synapses, you guys want to sponsor our show?
Actually, we were hoping you guys could sponsor us.
That's the way to do
We
it.
can maybe pay for a bass player.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's
what Bob Dylan would do. Or actually his Jew money
That's
would
probably
do.
what he's doing now.
Gosh,
His sponsors would get him a bass player.
you know what's going to happen Saturday night. Trying to get us back on track here.
At George's local brew in Jerseyville.
Is that where? Okay, Drew. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the sheet trying to find it. Where are we at? George's local brew in Jerseyville. I'm all messed up. We got Drew Schieffer, Sheafor, Schieffer, 7 to 10 p.m. at George's. Get up there and get yourself a proper dirty martini from George's.
Also,
And to look at George's mustache.
Yeah.
You know what?
If it's there.
Spin the wheel.
You. Not everybody can afford a facial accessory like that.
Can everyone spin the wheel, though? I think so.
They spinning the wheel up there, at George's.
They do.
I don't know.
They do. Oh, you have to have a birthday. Oh.
There you go. Happy birthday to Mel Kurt out
Well,
there.
I'm
if he's
selling
listening.
fake IDs outside of that place, and
Selling
I can
fake
put,
IDs.
whatever birthday they want on there. I'll be in a van,
It's
the
not-
one I live in.
I haven't bought a fake ID for a long time, but I just found a new reason to get one.
Spin the wheel and win a diamond ring.
You can win a diamond ring, according to Graham Pagano in the corner.
Hey,
Flip side, 7 p.m. at Hoochin 16 in Granite City, Borderline Acoustic at the Grafton Winery on Saturday. Isaiah Christian at the Hawg Pit at 7 p.m. in Grafton on Saturday. Midlife Duo 6 to 10 at the Cabin at Judy Creek in Glen Carbon. Dave Horton Acoustic Country, 2 p.m. at the Foundry in Edwardsville. And Bay Wolf,
yeah.
9 p.m. at Lynn Joe's in Pocahontas.
Polka what?
They was going to play at the Kelly's Corner place, but got changed to this Lynn Joe's.
And that's Gretchen Wilson playing with Beowulf.
Yep.
Yeah,
Probably.
That is her hometown.
The picture of me and Gretchen Wilson is kind of embarrassing. I had blue hair at the time. Don't ask. Unless you want to, in which case I'd probably tell you. But
All right, tell me.
I just wanted to dye my hair blue.
I thought you were really into the Smurfs or something for a minute.
He was in a
I
Smurfs
did
phase.
I did get a lot of that.
Right. If only I could be 3 apples high.
Yeah.
All right, so
Who are we talking to? Synapses.
So we're talking to Synapses about the Smurfs because what else would we be talking to them about?
We got Sam
My
Ford
favorite
and
punk rock band.
Drew Robertson, right?
Yeah, Drew Robertson, Sam 4, and you guys are playing at the Red Flag coming up.
Yes. March 12th, Friday.
Friday, March 12th. And have you played at the Red Flag yet?
I've been to the Red Flag.
Yeah, you were supposed to play there in January. What happened, man?
Got
I'm
pushed
just
back.
kidding. I know everything's been canceled this year. Just decent. Is this the reschedule from the earlier January show?
Kind of.
Okay.
So I think we had 2 opportunities to reschedule, and they were busy. So we were like, okay, well, we won't do those days. And then eventually I was like, hey, could we get another gig? And it worked out. I don't remember who I was talking to, but the guy there was very lenient.
We'll call
he
him
was
Red Flag.
Very open. Red Flag.
Yeah.
That's,
Captain Red Flag.
That's
Captain
what
Red Flag,
that's
yeah.
actually like I messaged their Facebook page, so it just said Red Flag. So
Yeah, there
talking
you
to
go.
Red Flag.
So Captain Red Flag's got you back, coming back on March 12th. And you guys got any other gigs lined up in the near future? Just kind of
Not
think
that we
so.
know about. I know we're going to be at Trinity Fest, Bush Fest, and Framley Fest, possibly.
Oh, really?
See, Trinity River Fest is May 15th and 16th, right?
That's the word on the street, yep. And then Bush Fest is like September 25th, 26th, I know that. And Framley Fest is September like 4th, 5th, and 6th, I believe. So we'll have to talk to you. We'll have to talk and see if we can get some contracts signed on that one. So you're just mainly looking forward to getting started on the recording?
Yeah, I think we're just really excited to put it out because we've kind of been sitting on it for a while. I think it's just that
sit on it, Potsy.
It's cool because I mean he puts it as like a second generation type thing because we're at the same point where they were when they recorded. His dad and my grandpa.
Yeah.
Shout out to Scotty Robertson, if you will.
I prefer not to. No.
You don't have to.
Big shout out to Scotty Robertson.
He made this guy.
And everybody in the park and rec department. There we go. I don't know.
When you need the tree cleaned up.
Yeah. When you live in the city of Alton and there's a tree down, it's Scotty Robertson is one of the guys coming out to clean it up. And one of the finest percussionists from this city. So, big shoes to fill there, buddy. How you feeling about that?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't think much of your dad's playing, do you? You don't think he's that good?
He just.
Last week?
I did.
You got to lean into the mic there. What are you saying, Graham?
Yeah.
Squeaky.
Sounds like my back. Oh,
right.
I thought you were doing a Scotty joke there.
The Graham band played at George's last week, and Sam sat in, and Scotty jumped up and jammed with Sam, and we sent video of it to Drew and said, "Hey, you better watch your step here."
We're waiting for the possible performance of Graham and Drew show. So
there goes Scotty's back again.
You guys are acting like Fleetwood Mac over there, swapping around constantly. I don't know. Not exactly.
He's afraid to get
exactly
close.
The same, but
The rumor.
hey, you can go your own way, buddy.
All right, before we're done, Sunday. Naked Soul, 1 to 5, Hollywood 5, 6 to 10 at Fast Eddie's. Daniel St. Onge, 2 p.m. at Wild Pickens Winery in Chesterfield. They're back at it in Wild Pickens, by the way.
Nice.
Danny Callagher, 2 p.m. at Bella Vista Winery in Maryville, and Dan Horton, 1 p.m. at Hoodats in Collinsville. Piano Joe going to be back on Monday night, 6 p.m. at Prairie Inn in Dorsey, too, by the way.
There we go, man. And that
The Graham Band at Lockhaven.
the Graham Band at Lockhaven.
That wasn't on your website today, unless you...
Party.
Super Bowl party.
5 to 9 at Heinrich's, the restaurant in Lockhaven Golf Course.
Heinrich's.
Yeah, that was a little off mic. You should get closer and repeat those things. That would be
The
great.
Graham Band, your favorite top area duo, will
Graham
be
Band.
at Heinrich's restaurant at the Lockhaven Golf Course for a Super Bowl party, 5 to 9 this Sunday.
Anyone can come?
Yes.
I believe
open
it is
to the
now.
public.
With the opening of the new restaurant, Lockhaven has always been a private country club, but it is now open to the public. So big shout out to Heinz out there making all that happen.
I can't wait to get
The
out
one
for
I
first
seen
time
at grahambagano.com at the top of the list was February 13th, right? That was the
Just
Graham Band.
established that with Heinz the other day.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
haven't had time for our
Just want to point
social
that out.
media team to update the Graham Pagano webpage.
Hey, you want to take this caller?
Let's see what's happening out there in the world.
I guarantee
It's somebody
there's
going, "What are you guys doing in there? You know you're on the radio."
Hello, caller. You're on the radio with Riverbend Talent on the Big Z. Who's this? First name. If you don't give up your first name,
My name is Joe.
scared him.
My name is Joe. You don't know where I live, but I know who you
I
are.
was
Mr.
about,
Secret Agent.
I was about to pull my best Art
Secret
Bell.
Asian. What?
I was going to pull my best Art Bell out of my pocket there, but they were scared.
He wanted us to go a cappella. We have an a cappella song we could play.
That's good until you go to record and then trying to, not get the crickets
Yeah.
on the microphone is very difficult.
Which
In-house.
is
We were-
why Buddy Holly and the Crickets were called that, because
Right.
in their first recording there were crickets in the background.
and
That's
they were
how got their
acapella.
name. My-
I did not know that.
Yeah,
They weren't a cappella, but I was in an a cappella
we
band
recorded
called
it.
Rockapella.
We recorded an acapella group, and that was our big holdup. Every time we got really quiet, you could hear a cricket or a noise, car driving by. With a vocal band, that matters. With a band, it's just, drowned it out.
Right.
So
I like that crickety distortion on that guy's guitar every now and again. So there you go. Hey, thanks to Synapses. We got, again, off mic, we've got Graham Pagano doing some shameless promotions of his
celebrity
self-promotions over there.
GrandPagano.com.
GrandPagano.com. If you visit that site, when you're done, scrub your browser. That's all I'm going to say. Some things on his site are not for everybody. No, Graham Pagano, you can check out where not only the Graham Band is playing, but also Hookie, the Hookie Monster, when they're up in action. He's not really our guest tonight. He's just yawning over in the corner because we bored him.
He's Grandpa tonight.
He's Grandpa. His grandson sitting right next to him, Sam Four, and also sitting next to him, Drew Robertson, the fellas from Synapses. Excited about playing some festivals. You're becoming a festy band. You're going to have to start learning how to improv more.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have to start learning how to do some, some 20-minute songs.
Play some Skinner.
Yeah. You don't ever have to respond to that.
We always do.
Yeah.
And that's where it starts, and that's where it ends.
Love me some Skinner.
That's where it starts, and that's where it ends.
So there you
music. Swamp music. That's what I'd play.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you guys seen Red Flag?
I ain't the one. Try that one.
Got to get closer. So
Have you seen the new Red Flag? Have you been to the Red Flag yet? It's pretty killer.
I've seen pictures.
No, I would love to see Black Flag play at Red Flag. That would be an awesome show.
That happened. Yeah.
Did it?
That's why the logo is the way it is. If you look at it, their logo is the Black Flag logo, but it's Red Flag.
Nice. Yeah. That's cool.
That is the coolest.
TV buddy night.
See, yeah, that
TV buddy night. All right.
That's when Aaron told me that, the Grand Band percussionist, the one and only Chili. Yeah. When he told me that, I'm even more excited to play there because Black Flag is one of my favorite bands. So,
I mean, they're no Sex Pistols, but whatever. We won't get into that right now.
all right, come on.
It's like saying Oasis is as good as the Beatles. Come on, I'm just kidding. It's not anything like that. I'm just messing with you.
You're one of them.
It's a rock and roll swindle's all I know for sure. Hey, thanks again to the guys from Synapses. Good luck on your recording. Any working titles for the name of this EP coming out?
Nope.
One.
That one.
What are you two?
No. Metallica.
Oh, Metallica. Same thing. It's all the
I
same.
think. I think for the
Army of
EP
One.
we might just self-title it. I think that's as creative as we are at this point. So
2 Synapses.
yeah,
That's all you got left.
Synapses 2.
I only have 2 brain cells left, and all they do is fight each other at this point. Half the time I can just cuss.
Synapses one, Synapses, just like Zeppelin and Van Halen.
Yeah.
There you go.
Why not? Yeah.
I don't know if the album will be Synapses, but
Here's the thing: if you
it'd be like 1.5 then.
if you just call it Synapses 1, if you do really good on the next recording, you could skip Synapses 2 and go straight to Synapses 3. But
That's
you
what
gotta
the
do
Wilburys
really
did.
good.
That's what the Wilburys did.
Exactly.
And then we can
Lucky
come back to
Wilbury.
2.
I don't even think they did a second one. I think they just went 1 to 3.
No, I like that. Come back and do the second one after the third one.
Yeah. They always say your first million's the hardest to make, so I'm going to make the second million, and I'll come back and make that first million later.
Speaking of Oasis, I think they wrote all the songs for the third album when they wrote their second album. So the third album would have been their second album, but they wrote the third album first, which became their second album.
So the first day we were together, it was like a half a day, and then the second night, I don't know what's going on here. That's a lot of math we just went
Sounds
through there.
like some numerology with the Illuminati again.
Yeah.
Number 9.
Google the word Synapses.
Might not like what
Google
you've signed.
Synapses.
Find.
I'm afraid what I'll find.
Or go to GrandPagano.com.
There you go. And
Even
now
worse.
we've said how to get a hold of Graham several times. If people want to find you, Instagram,
We have
Synapses.
Instagram and soon a Facebook page, hopefully.
All right. So coming soon, a Facebook page. You can do it in like 5 minutes tonight. Right.
See,
Or you can play your guitar.
Or you can play your guitar. Exactly.
I'd play my guitar.
So there you go. So, but if they want to find you, keep up with your band or check it. You got any videos out on YouTube or anything like that they can check out yet?
we should. I think we have. There's footage of Bushfest and some of Framley Fest. All right, there was supposed to be Bushfest footage, but we never saw it, or we didn't get recorded. I don't remember the story, but.
Yeah. Grandpa
We
was
have
in there.
videos. He has a channel called Sam Voorhis Grandpa. That's why he got really close to my face just now.
Is that why? I thought it was just getting creepy in here.
I didn't notice it at first, and then I peered over, and, well.
You have a lovely breath, Grandpa.
YouTube Synapses.
I had a band back in junior high called Granny's Tongue. I don't know if that has anything to do with
I didn't know we had a YouTube channel.
You got Jews behind you.
Well,
apparently.
if you search the Synapses band, it normally pops up. But if you just search Synapses, you get mitosis explanations. I learned that the hard way.
So there you go. You Instagram them at Synapses, or check out Sam Four's grandpa on YouTube, or just search him anywhere. You'll find him. It's Sam Four and Drew Robertson, the guys of Synapses. Good luck on your recording. Good luck on your Red Flag gig.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming down, guys.
Thanks for having us out here.
And thanks to Halpin Music Company and to Mr. Matt Van Porse of Macias Insurance. Get out and support local art and music. See you next week.